Sophie, and I'm back with another Public Lands 101 video. Today I'll be talking a little bit about the history of our public lands. And before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Todd Leahy, our Deputy Director and resident history nerd, who's put together a lot of great resources about the history of our public lands that are available on our website. If you don't remember what that is, it's nmwildlife.org. Public lands are a unique part of our American heritage. Built in opposition to European models that limited land and resources to the wealthy, our network of public lands provides all Americans with abundant natural resources, unparalleled outdoor recreation opportunities, and large, unspoiled habitats and landscapes to explore. The idea of federally managed public lands was established actually before the United States was officially an independent nation. Back in 1778, Maryland led a protest against states with vast western land claims. While other states had been promised additional territory, Maryland was blocked from expanding westward. So they refused to sign the Articles of Confederation until other states had turned over these land claims to the newly formed United States government. These protests succeeded, and by 1803, the federal government came to manage hundreds of millions of acres of land on behalf of the American people. As our country grew through various land purchases, wars, and treaties, the federal government became the primary owner of all newly acquired territory. Our federal government then attempted to dispose of much of this land throughout the period of westward expansion to see largely disastrous results. First off, in an attempt to fund the federal government, they held land sales, but settlers refused to pay and became squatters instead. They then offered up ownership of land to settlers through the Homestead Act of 1862, requesting that settlers improve the land in return. Due to a number of circumstances, this was really difficult for settlers to do, and many of these claims did not turn up to full ownership. With a bit of a push from early conservationists, the federal government started to consider the potential benefit of keeping these lands. With the designation of our first national park at Yellowstone in 1872, our modern national public land management system began to take shape. Soon after, the federal government would begin designating forest reserves, which would then become our national forests in 1905. And they began passing pieces of legislation to create our federal public land management agencies. Today, our public lands consist of a vast array of national parks, monuments, forests, wildlife refuges, scenic waterways, and more. They're a fundamental part of our national history and our identity as Americans. They generate billions of dollars of revenue each year from outdoor recreation, ranching, logging, and other economic activities. Our public lands were established not only for the enjoyment and benefit of you and I, but for all future generations of Americans.